My teacher told the class I only passed because my mom complained enough. On graduation day, I explained why he was being escorted out. I was the kid that teachers called polite but unremarkable. I didn't stand out, I was average. I didn't cause trouble, and Mr. Parker was my AP history teacher. He hated kids like me. He liked the athletes, the debaters, and the kids who spoke up and challenged him. He called them intellectually brave. What it really meant was favoritism. Everyone knew that if Mr. Parker liked you, your year was easy. It started during midterms. I got a B+, fair enough grade, so I moved on. Then a week later, Mr. Parker handed back our essays. He paused in front of the class and made the usual comments to his favorite students. Then he stopped at my desk. He held up my essay. This is what happens when parents interfere, Mr. Parker said loudly. The room went quiet. Every student turned to look at me. Sam's mother emailed me this morning, asking me to change his grade. This was inappropriate, but for some students, pressure equals merit, he said, slamming my paper down. It was a C. I had gotten a B+, mostly on the question and answer portion. Strike 1. Strike 2 came during the class discussion after the lecture. Every time I'd raise my hand, he'd sneer and move to someone else. Let's ask someone who gains their opinions and thoughts independently, without parental input, he would comment. The entire class laughed. Oh my god. Mr. Parker owned you, one of the favorites grinned. The class oohed and awed at that. I just sat there. I wanted to be invisible. It was January before Strike 3 happened. Our high school was having a college fair. We got to go around and learn about the different colleges and learn how to apply. I asked Mr. Parker for a letter of recommendation like I had for all my teachers. He wrote back an email, and in a letter stating he could not support students who rely on others to advocate and dictate their quality of work. It was a low blow. I was furious. When I went to my guidance counselor, she looked upset as well. Do you want to report this? She asked. I thought for a moment. I could, but then I shook my head. No, not yet, I said. I left, but it felt heavy, like there was a target on my head. This on-edge feeling felt like forever as the rest of the year went on. Mr. Parker ramped up his personal holy war against me and my mother's interference. Then graduation day arrived. Parents and families filled the stadium seats. My entire class was set up in our chairs. Mr. Parker had been selected as the teacher speaker. Then names were called. When my name was called, I stepped up to the stage, shook hands with all my teachers, and accepted my diploma. Then I passed the microphone. I looked at my principal and smiled. Might I say a few words? The principal was caught off guard and hesitated for a few moments. He then nodded. Go ahead. I stepped up to the microphone and smiled out to the crowd. I want to thank all the teachers who believed in fairness and administrators who took student concerns seriously. I started. Mr. Parker looked annoyed and crossed his arms. Earlier this year, a teacher accused me publicly of receiving special treatment because of my parental complaints. I said going in for the kill. The crowd started to murmur. What he didn't know was that my mother never emailed him. I continued. Mr. Parker tried not to look shocked, but failed. She emailed the district because she worked there. I say. There was a collective gasp. People looked shocked. I looked to where my mother sat, stone-faced. I asked her not to interfere, and she didn't, but she did give me something else. I pulled out a folder. Patterns of complaints. Not about grades, but behaviors. Inappropriate conduct, comments, retaliation, and humiliation. I finished. The principal stood. Mr. Parker looked like he wanted to run. When my teacher refused to write me a letter of recommendation, he violated district policy, which is why the ceremony was delayed by 20 minutes. I added. Mr. Parker was escorted out by the school resource officer and the security. The principal took my folder and continued the ceremony. The very next day, Mr. Parker was officially fired. According to my little brother, he was no longer teaching.